Today, I'm going to be adding one thing to every single franchise in the hopes that they can go on and win a Stanley Cup. Now, starting off with the Anaheim Ducks, obviously a very young team in the NHL. I don't really know what they need. Maybe some offense, maybe a superstar caliber talent. My chat has decided on offense for Anaheim, and you know what? I'm going to go with Teemu Selanne, 92 overall. He's played on the franchise before. He comes from the alumni team, and he is a sniper, which is obviously going to help out the offense. We now move over to the Boston Bruins, who honestly on paper have a pretty good roster. Maybe defensively they could need some help. Outside of McAvoy, they don't really have the greatest D-core. They got a good first line with Marchand Pasta, but they do need a starting center. They're obviously missing Bergeron the past 2 seasons, so maybe? Now, I'm thinking of somebody who can honestly replace Patrice Bergeron. Somebody who's a leader, a good two-way center. A guy like Mark Messier would be perfect for the Boston Bruins. 94 overall, down the middle of Boston. They just got a lot better. Now, Buffalo, I'll be real with you guys. I don't think anything is saving the Sabres squad, to be honest. But if I could do any justice for this franchise, I think we got to go to the alumni team. Go to the Buffalo Sabres here and add in Dominic Hasek. He carried the franchise once before, and now he is tasked with doing so yet again. The Calgary Flames. Oh, where do I begin? Calgary doesn't have a legit superstar. They have a young goalie in Dustin Wolf, who honestly isn't going to be good until a few seasons. So I don't know what can make them a Stanley Cup contender. Maybe a number 1 D-man and they just play like that defensive trap style of hockey. I don't think an offensive player is going to save Calgary. I'm going with Nick Lidstrom, 94 overall, two-way defenseman, the second best D-man of all time on Calgary. He can try to lead that squad to a Stanley Cup with a more defensive style of hockey. Carolina, now they got Mikko Rantanen, which is a legit superstar, but I've been saying for years, they need a game changer. So I'm going to be adding the greatest player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, to the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't know how he's not a 99 overall. It is what it is. The Chicago Blackhawks are honestly one of, if not the worst roster in the entire NHL. So the only hope that they actually make the playoffs, let alone win a Stanley Cup, is they ride a hot goaltender. So we got to go to the goalies at the highest overall goalie in the game in Patrick Waugh at a 96 to Chicago. And hopefully he has like an insane historic level season. The Colorado Avalanche, and the obvious choice is a goaltender. They did pick up, what's his name? Mackenzie Blackwood. He's only an 84 overall, but what if we can add a 94 Martin Brodeur to this already loaded Colorado team? Columbus needs that superstar forward that they have been begging for decades. So if we go down the all-time list here, I mean, there's a lot of choices. We could take Bobby Orr. He's a defenseman. Gordie Howe would be another one. Jaromir Jagr is a sniping winger. Honestly, Jagr on the Blue Jackets would not be bad at all. The Dallas Stars, they got a good overall roster with a young goaltender. They got Jason Robertson on the wing, but they don't have that number 1 center. I mean, Rope Hintz is only an 88 overall. He's a two-way forward. Doesn't put up a boatload of points. Let's go ahead and add a 96 overall sniper and Mario Lemieux to the Dallas Stars, just making them an absolute juggernaut in the Western Conference. The Detroit Dead Wings, no longer the Dead Wings, as they've been playing very well under Todd McClellan. They do only have Cam Talbot as their starting goalie as an 86 overall. So Jacques Plante, get ready to suit up for Detroit. Okay, I'm going to have to trade Alex Lyon, who literally got pulled the other day, a 94 overall stand-up goaltender. The Edmonton Oilers, I don't know what we could add to this team. Actually, I know exactly what we could add to this team. Obviously, the Oilers are my favorite team, and Bobby Lou is my favorite goaltender, so we're going to be adding him to the Oilers, a 91 overall hybrid, one of the best goalies of all time, one of the most consistent goalies in NHL history. I mean, the dude has a career .920 save percentage. Now, the Florida Panthers obviously are the reigning and defending Stanley Cup champs. But what about a Paul Coffey, an offensive defenseman, 93 overall to get some offense from that blue line? I mean, the best D-man is what? Forsling? Maybe Aaron Ekblad. They don't really put up a boatload of points, so some offense from the blue line would not be bad for Florida. The Los Angeles Kings. Honestly, I wish I could just throw in a prime Jonathan Quick on this squad, but I don't think that's going to work. I mean, Kopitar, Doughty, they're far away from a Stanley Cup. I think the only player to add that would make them a contender is Bobby Orr at a 96 overall. So welcome to LA. We now move on over to the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild, they need a playmaker. They need somebody to feed Kirill Kaprizov the puck. We are going decades back in John Boliveau, 94 overall. Put him in the middle between Kaprizov and probably Matt Zuccarello. Not really the greatest team, but I tried my best. Le Montreal What do they need? I mean, they had Patrick Laine going off in the first couple games, but he slowed down since then. They could use a sniper. Got to put the puck in the net. Cole Caulfield's the greatest 40-goal scorer to never score 40. Steve Yzerman would not be a bad player to add to Montreal, so I'm going to do it. It's a number 1 center at a 92 overall. Instantly their best player. Now, moving on to Nashville. Nashville, honestly, they have a good roster on paper, but just hasn't really panned out in real life. Nashville has been dying for a number 1 centerman for years. They got Stammer, but he's a little bit past his prime. So Peter Forsberg, 93 overall, can now play alongside Philip Forsberg on that first line. We go over to the New Jersey Devils. They could use Martin Brodeur. Too bad I already threw him onto another team. So how about a 94 overall Maurice Richard? What? I can't even trade him to the roster? All right, we're going to have to switch somebody out here in New Jersey. You know what? Curtis Lazar. See you later, bud. And there it is. 94 overall Maurice Richard alongside Jack Hughes. All right, the New York Islanders, they need offense. So you know what? Where is he at? Brett Hall, 92 overall sniper, added to New York. I'm going to have to change out somebody. So how about Kyle Palmieri? See you later. And I don't really think this is going to make them a Stanley Cup contender, but again, Brett Hall is probably going to score like 50 to 60 goals. The Rangers, the team that have gone downhill the most this season. Honestly, they could use a number 1 centerman. They got Artemi Panarin, the playmaker. Who is on the list still for NHL legends that I could add to their roster? Let's see here. Adam Oates, Makita, Phil Housley. I mean, Al McGinnis is there. I don't think they need more defense. They need an offensive player. How about Joe Sakic, 94 overall sniper? Oh my God, I'm going to have to change it for every single team I do here. All right, let's get out. You know what, Jimmy VC, see you later, bud. There it is, a 95 Breadman, 94 Sakic, not too shabby. Brady Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators. Now, honestly, I think the meme choice is to go to the St. Louis Blues alumni squad and just honestly add in his father, Keith Tkachuk, at an 87 overall. There you go, Ottawa. Not really the greatest choice in the world, but guess what? You are now going to have Brady and Keith, father and son duo, playing on your franchise. The Philadelphia Flyers could use a steady centerman. How about Matt Sundin, 91 overall playmaker, added to the lineup, instantly their best player. We move on to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and honestly, they need a number 1 D-man or maybe even a goaltender, considering Tristan Jarry's not great. How about a guy who's faced Pittsburgh many, many times in the postseason and usually has lost them? Henrik Lundqvist, the king of New York, going now to the Pittsburgh Penguins and being their starting goalie at a 90 overall. The San Jose Sharks, I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think anything is saving San Jose, so we're going to go to their alumni team, and we're going to add back Joe Thornton, baby. There we go. The Beard himself, 92 overall, one of the best playmakers in all of hockey. And now Seattle. Seattle's an interesting one. Not a very rich history in Seattle. Obviously, only team for a few seasons. Now, I'm not saying Seattle's a soft team, but Jerome McGinley, power forward, 91 overall, right winger, can add some grit to Seattle. We go to the St. Louis Blues. I'll be honest, I don't even know what to add to St. Louis. I don't think they're going to win the Stanley Cup anyways. What about a Rod Brindamore? Two-way forward, 87 overall. I don't want to see St. Louis win anyways. The Tampa Bay Lightning, I know exactly who is going back to Tampa Bay. Yes, I said back. I'm going all the way over to the Nashville Predators. He shouldn't have even been on the team to begin with. Steven Stamkos, welcome back to Tampa Bay. Welcome back to captaincy, brother. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the soft team in the postseason pretty much every single year. They've only won one playoff series in 2 decades, so you know what? They need some grit. They need some toughness. How about Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe? A 95 overall Gordie Howe, power forward to play alongside Matthews and Marner to complete that first line. Not too bad at all. Now we go to the Utah Hockey Club, the newest team in the National Hockey League. I think Utah could greatly benefit from a 95 overall Cale Makar, so how about he goes over to Utah, fills out that number 1 D spot at a 95, and now Colorado, since I did add Martin Brodeur, they get a little bit hindered, and maybe it's a little bit more fair for the rest of the league. You know what? The Vancouver Canucks lost JT Miller. I think they need to add some grit to their team. They need someone who is hard-nosed, so we're heading over to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we are going way down the list all the way to Ryan Reeves. 75 overall grinder. Welcome to Vancouver. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights. The team that everybody hates in the National Hockey League. What do they need? Probably a goaltender. Adin Hill has not been playing well. I don't even know who their backup is. I think it's Ilya Samsonov. That's not a great backup to have either. I think the Vegas Golden Knights do indeed need a goalie. So I heard there's a guy from Toronto that wants out. Joseph Wall headed to Vegas for Ilya Samsonov. Let's switch the two goaltenders. Samsonov can come back to Toronto, and now Joseph Woll, starting goalie of Vegas. Now, the Washington Capitals have honestly, they've been lost the past couple seasons without a playmaking center. Nicholas Backstrom obviously has retired, so Sid the Kid Crosby, welcome to Washington. You're going to join your arch rival and Alexander Ovechkin, and maybe now, I know the Capitals have been doing very, very good in real life, possibly with Sid Novi, can go on and win a cup. Finally, for the Winnipeg Jets, I honestly don't even know who to add. We could go with Larry Robinson and just make their decor even better on the back of a 94 overall Connor Hellebuck. So Larry Robinson, offensive D-man at a 92. We are going to have to switch out a player for him. Let's honestly go with this defenseman. There we go. So Winnipeg's going to be a very good team in this sim. Now that I've made all the changes to the NHL, rate my changes in the comments below 1 to 10. I think I did pretty well. I honestly think I cooked a little bit with some teams, maybe not with others. If you guys do, though, enjoy NHL content just like this, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I upload every single day. So, at the end of the season, the New Jersey Devils are going to finish as the best team, 52-19-11. Honestly, a little bit surprised by this. Dallas had a great season, 53 wins. The Rangers were up there, so they are not falling off the bus like they are in real life. Buffalo, Dominic Hasek, they rode a hot goaltender to 47 wins, and also Chicago, they got 48. Winnipeg made the postseason. Washington was in there with Sid and Ovi. Nashville, worst team in the NHL. I mean, they're probably the worst in real life, or maybe bottom 3. LA was bad. Vegas, no way. With Joseph Swiss Cheese Woll between the pipes, they couldn't get anything done. Who would have predicted that? Austin Matthews going to tie for the league in points with two other players in Artemi Panarin and Mitch Marner, all with 114 on the season. We have Mario Lemieux up there, 113. Gordie Howe had 112, so Toronto's offense was absolutely off the charts. Joe Sakic had 110 playing for the Rangers. Wayne Gretzky, 105. David Pastrnak. Brett Hall was great with 100 points. And for the goals, the league leader, I should say, 65 on the season. Super Mario himself. Brett Hall at 64. Matthews with 60. Joe Sakic, honestly, had a very underrated season. 60 goals, 110 points on the Rangers at 27 years old. Absolutely dominant. And then we didn't have a single 50-goal scorer. Even Maurice Richard, literally the trophy for the most goals in the NHL that season, named after this guy, only could put up 48 in the current day NHL. We got Igor Shesterkin and Jake Ottinger tying for the most wins in the league with 43. Patty Waugh was up there with 42. Jacob Markstrom. We got Dominic Hasek absolutely carrying the Buffalo Sabres. And Patrick Waugh and Igor Shesterkin had the most shutouts, both having 7 on the season, with Waugh having a better record. Also, actually not a better record. Maybe you could argue that, but he definitely had a better save percentage with a 923. And now we head to the playoff tree. This is what our postseason matchups currently look like. Who is going to go on and win the Stanley Cup? My chat wanted to see Joseph Woll stats for the season, and I'm going to tell you, they're not good. 19, 32, and 4, only 2 shutouts, an 898 save percentage, and a 328 GAA. He was horrendous. Surprisingly, we have a few Game 7s, and one, honestly, that I was not expecting is Winnipeg versus Chicago. Dear God, Dominic Hasek, oh my God, Reichel, Dickinson, and Donato, all on Connor Hellebuck. They have a 3-1 lead in Game 7. No way, Dominic. Did I add Dominic Hasek to... No, Dominic is on Buffalo. Who did I add to the Chicago Blackhawks? I don't even honestly remember. But they are actually down now after collapsing in the third. 3 straight goals. They tie the game up. Tyler Bertuzzi. We got a 4-4 tie, late stages of the third period. What is going on? Chicago absolutely blew it. It's Patrick Waugh, right? Why did I not even look at the menu? All right, we go to overtime. Let's see what we get in OT. Who is going to win it? And Winnipeg will not, I repeat, will not lose to the Blackhawks in round number 1. The Rangers and Carolina going to war. 7-game series. Carolina holds on to a 3-2 lead entering the third thanks to Wayne Gretzky, but thanks to DJ Zibanejad and Artemi Panarin, that egghead himself. He's going to take the lead for the Rangers. A 4-3 game in the third. 5-3 as Cully, I believe is how you say his name, and then Vinny Trocheck. It is a goal scorer's delight in the third period as New York is headed to round number 2. And here we go. Our second round matchups are set. We got Dallas, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Colorado. That'll be a good series. The Rangers and the Devils, they met in 2023, I believe, with the Devils upsetting them. And then Washington versus Toronto. We haven't had that since 2017. in the first round. All right, the lone game 7 of round number 2, Edmonton versus Colorado. And Colorado, McKinnon and DeHaan in the first period. Second period, 4-2 lead. Roberto Luongo is shitting the bed right now. 4 goals on 14 shots. I did not think Bobby Lou was going to do this. I thought, to be honest, I thought he was going to carry Edmonton to a Stanley Cup, or at least play good enough to where the Oilers offense was just going to be overwhelming. Leon gets them back to within 1. It is a 1-goal affair, late stages of the third period. Here we go. 2:03 remaining in the third period of Game 7. My Oilers with Roberto Luongo in between the pipes are down by 1, so they got to definitely get aggressive here. Full attack. I'll probably end up pulling the goalie as soon as we get possession in their offensive zone, so hopefully that can happen. Klingberg, oh my god, Klingberg getting killed by Kelly. Is that R. Kelly, P. Kelly? I don't even know who it is. Arvidsson, move that puck up. Why do we not have line number 1 out there? Get Leon and McDavid. Come on, Victor Arvidsson, pull the goalie. Actually, no, home goalie returned. We lost possession. That was a smart play by me, because they would have walked down and just put it in the back of the net. Come on, Edmonton. Come on, let Bobby Lou go to the bench, man. Bouchard getting board play. That's the worst thing. Go, McDavid. You got all the speed in the world. All right, Victor Arvidsson coming down the win. You got to get in the zone. You got to get in the zone. All right, here we go. Ekholm shooting. Nice save by Mackenzie Blackwood. Actually, no, that's Martin Brodeur. What am I even saying? Are we just going to let them skate out of their zone? Oh, my God. Devon Taves. What on earth was that, dude? He is almost as blind as Helen Keller. Leon Draisaitl coming down the wing. 10 seconds to go. Leon to Arvidsson. Rebound. McDavid couldn't get a handle on it with 5.5 to go. 5 seconds to go. Bouchard to McDavid, and Martin Brodeur possibly just saved the season for Colorado. That was an insane diving save that I really did not expect. All right, here we go. One final draw. 1.7. We got to shoot right off the draw. Come on, Leon. You got to win it, Leon. Leon loses the draw, and that will do it. The Colorado Avalanche are headed to round number 3 to the conference finals, and my Oilers have got eliminated. And then there were 4, Winnipeg versus Colorado, and then we got the Devils versus the Capitals, as Toronto, even with a 95 Gordie Howe, that toughness, that grit, that goal-scoring ability was not enough to reach the conference finals. All right, I believe the New Jersey Devils are leading 3-2 in the series over Washington, trying to eliminate them in here in Game 6, and they're leading 3-2 in the game as well. Entering the third period, can Ovi and Sid have any magic for Washington? I'm not going to lie, I'm obviously cheering for the Capitals. Ovi and Sid are 2 goats. I want to see them go on and win another Stanley Cup, win the first one together as well. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. 5 minutes to go in the third period. It's not looking great. Come on, Ovi and Sid. I need some magic here. I need some old school Unk magic. Why can I not control the... Oh my god. All right. I can't control anything right now. All right. I can't do the lines. I can't do the strategy adjustment. No, okay, there it is. It's finally working. Full attack. Let's get line number 1 out there. Sid and Ovi got to get out there on the ice. Strome coming in. Dylan Strome. Turnover machine. Less than a minute to go. They're down by 1. The Capitals are scrambling right now. Over. Dawson Mercer shooting. Doesn't get a shot on net. Logan Thompson's been good. Oh my god. Horrible turnover. Go Strome. Up to Mangiapane. Is this not line number 1? Where's Ovi and Sid? Oshie. Is TJ Oshie still playing for the Capitals? I have no idea. Back to Carlson. Over. Fairview. Doesn't get a shot on that. Oshie in the corner. Where is the forecheck, man? Sid, you got to get in there, buddy. Crosby's out in front. Oshie to Sid. Sid and Ovi finally got out on the ice. Back to Carlson. Shooting. Nice save by the netminder. Nico Hischier gets destroyed by Crosby. Crosby trying to go 5-hole like the 2010 Olympics, and he could not bury it. Oh my god, what a turnover. Ovi coming in. Alexander Ovechkin on the backhand. What a save by the netminder. Crosby's been a dog on that forecheck, man. Less than 10 seconds to go. The Capitals, it looks like their magic has ran out as the New Jersey Devils are advancing to the Stanley Cup Finals. Unbelievable. Sid and Ovi, unfortunately, just could not get it done. And they're going to have to go home without a Stanley Cup. All right, it is prediction time. Who is going home with Lord Stanley and who is going home with a box of Kleenex? We got Winnipeg versus New Jersey, a best of 7. Maurice Richard and the New Jersey Devils are putting that work in on Winnipeg. They got a 3-1 series lead. Stanley Cup in the building on home ice. I actually heard that Tony Soprano is in the building as well. The New York mob connections. Maybe Johnny Sack might show up with Ginny. Who knows? Thomas Tatar makes it a 1-goal game. Winnipeg trying to force a game 6. Kyle Connor strikes in the power play on Jacob Markstrom. I need Maurice Richard to step it up here. We got Larry Robinson versus Maurice Richard. 4-1 lead. Cole Perfetti, and it looks like Winnipeg will live to fight another day. Tony Soprano was not enough for New Jersey to capitalize in the building. They got to head to cold-ass Winnipeg. Well, actually, in June, it would not be cold. A 5-2 lead. Hughes, Cotter again, and Jack Hughes both having 2 goals in the second period. What is going on? The Devils hold on to a 3-goal lead in the third. They're on the verge of winning their first Stanley Cup since when? Like the early 2000s with Martin Brodeur? No longer with Brodeur, instead Jacob Markstrom, and of course Maurice Richard is on that squad as well. And there you have it, adding Maurice Richard to the New Jersey Devils, the Rocket himself, is enough to make them go on and win the Stanley Cup. Now, they already had a pretty good roster to start with. 94 overall sniper that literally the goal scoring award is named after him. That's not a bad pickup at all. They're going to go on, beat Winnipeg in 6 games. Wasn't really that close of a series. They were up 3-1, obviously lost on home ice. Maybe a little bit of pressure, nerves got to them. But they come to Winnipeg in front of the whiteout, get the victory, get the Stanley Cup, and Jack Hughes, your Conn Smythe winner. 8 goals, 25 points in the postseason. This young man has a bright future. He's going to be one of, if not the best player in the league at one point. That is my opinion. He's not even reached his prime yet. He is going to be a monster for many years to come. And there it is, the Stanley Cup. I don't even believe Maurice Richard is alive in real life right now. So we have resurrected him from the dead. Dig him up. Okay, I'm not going to get disrespectful, but nonetheless, we've resurrected him. Nico Hischier, the captain of this squad, will come to collect the trophy as the New Jersey Devils go all the way. Just like me and Sidney Sweeney. A man can only hope. Oh my God. Kyle Connor is going to have the most goals and points in the playoffs. 14 goals, 25 points. Jack Hughes also had 25. We got Jesper Bratt with 23. Maurice Richard, he did his thing. 11 goals, 22 points. Ovi tried carrying the Capitals as well as Sid, but it was just not enough to get it done. And Jacob Markstrom, 926 across the entire postseason. He was lights out for New Jersey. Mario Lemieux is going to win the Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Richard. The Art Ross will go to Matthews. Hart Trophy to Mitch Marner. We got Bobby Orr taking home the Norris. Conn Smythe to Jack Hughes. Dominic Hasek the Vezina. And the Selke will go to Wayne Gretzky himself. So, obviously, the New Jersey Devils would go on and capture the Stanley Cup with a prime Maurice Richard on their squad. And I mean, it was kind of a little bit overpowered. I made some good choices, some bad choices as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave some support on it. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your goddamn willy, mate.